Hello and welcome to the first week of rugby action from the Dialogue Rugby League for the year 2019. And what a rise of the underdogs it's been. Is 2019 going to be the year where we see the unexpected happen? Well, it certainly happened this week's results. Let's look and see what happened as well on the weekend. Army playing Havelocks and they hosted them in Ratmalana, but that wasn't enough because Havelocks smashed them 50 points to 32. Some good tries scored by Army, but not enough at the end. CRNFC hosting at Longton Place Police Sports Club, who came away with a famous win, 21 points to 18. Superb play from Police and dismal performance by CR. CHNFC, a big win for them as well. Samuel Madhuvanta's boot, 31 points to 28, making the difference over Navy. And Kandy Sports Club, once again, as expected, a big win against Air Force, 52 points to 22. Let's look at the first game that we have focused on, Havies versus Army. It was expected to be a close-ish match, but Havelocks came away with some outstanding individual moments of brilliance and some great team play as well, because Shanaka Amarasinghe just offloading and Army's defense caught in the middle of the field, unable to get wide outside to control those Havelocks running backs, and the Havies forwards once again with some great runs by guys like Dushmantha Priyadarshan. The tight five is really doing an outstanding amount of work in the loose, and that's what really sets them apart. Army tried manfully, but the quality in that Havelock squad just a little bit too much for Army in the end. And although they did get over the line a few times, Havelocks were relaxing towards the end of the game when that happened. But some great open, broken field tries from Havelocks as well, and that takes them away from that forwards-dominated game that they have been playing. So I think Coach Sanath Martis will be very happy with that performance over Army. A big match for CRNFC also at Longton Place, the first match that they were playing after the tragic loss of Kokila Hiran Sammantha Peruma, but it seemed like the team were taking a bit of time to recover from that news that they had over the course of the new year, and Police were the ones to take advantage of that. Sachit Silva and Eroshan Silva, the two brothers, absolutely outstanding, scything through the gaping hole in midfield that CRNFC left, and that 10, 12, 13 combination, several combinations have been used already this season by Coach Nilufer Ibrahim, and it looks like it's something that they have to get done on the defensive end, because Shanaka Chandimal starting in favour of Tharindra Ratwatha didn't work in the Havelocks game, certainly didn't work for them this time against a team that they beat comfortably in the first round. Police, on the other hand, credit to them, they recovered from that big loss against CRNFC in the first round and came back. They've analysed the game, they knew exactly where the weak points were, and Sachit and Eroshan really exploited those weak points, and Janit Chandimal also very handy with the boot, and that was a really good performance from Police Sports Club. I think Coach Shamli Nawaz will be very happy. CRNFC, though, need to go back to the defensive drawing board, figure out what their best combinations are and which pattern of play they want to play. So they're looking a bit disjointed at the moment, and that's something that Nilufer Ibrahim will have to work on before they come up against their next opposition. The stats of this Dialogue Rugby League Week 8 brought to you courtesy of the stats.thepapare.com. Let's look at the leaderboard to start off with. Kandy, of course, familiar name at the top of that table, 47 points, a big gap between them and Havelocks, who are on 40 points in second place. CRNFC still hanging on by the skin of their teeth to that number 3 position despite losing this weekend, and CHNFC, by virtue of that big win against their opposition Navy, climb up to 4th place. Navy, as a result of that loss, drops down to 5th place. They are on 23 points, and Police again climb up to 6th place, or widen the gap rather, at 6th place. Army, with the result not going their way over the course of the weekend, they stay on 15 points, and Air Force again are the team that's struggling the most in this Dialogue Rugby League. They have only 3 bonus points to their name, and they bring up 8th place. Familiar names at the top of the try scorers list, of course. Bhuvaneka Udankamu extending his lead at the top there. 7 tries he'd scored, the big barnstorming number 8. What a season he's having. And Dhanushka Ranjan, a familiar name at the top of the try scoring tables in the last few years, and he's up there with 6 tries as well. The top point scorers are looking at Tharindra Ratwatha and Samuel Madhuvantaha, one taking his team to victory over the course of this weekend, and he moves up the leaderboard, just 4 points separating Madhuvantaha and Ratwatha at the moment. And look for Madhuvantaha with CHNFC playing with Adam Gowda outside him, a little bit more confidence that he has, looking towards extending that lead or cutting that lead short rather, and extending over Tharindra Ratwatha, whose team are having a bit of a poor run of it at the moment. Don't forget to vote for your most popular club rugby player. Await that promotion coming up on ThePapare.com. Really interesting weekend of fixtures coming up over the course of this next Dialogue Rugby League weekend. We have CHNFC playing CRNFC, 1 point separating both these teams, and the Haji Omar Trophy up for grabs as well. So that's something that will be on the minds of both these teams taking the field at the racecourse on the 12th. That's Saturday. Also on Saturday, we have Air Force taking on Police. Police will be hoping to extend their run of form with that big win against CRNFC. What they need is some consistency. So they'll be looking for a bonus point win against Air Force if they can find it. Then we have Kandy who are taking on Army, and that will be up in Nithavala, so look for Kandy to run riot again. Army have been scoring some tries, good attacking play, but their defense needs to tighten up, and look for Kandy to exploit that over the course of this weekend. And then we have our big match, Navy taking on Havelocks, and although Navy have slipped to 5th place, it wasn't by a big margin, so Havelocks will be knowing that this Navy team is going to be dangerous. They've got some outstanding young players in it, but so do Havelocks 1 through 15, except for a few experienced players. They've got a lot of good young talent in this Park Club side as well. So look for some outstanding fixtures this weekend coming up.
Live scores දැනගන්න ThePapare.com වෙත පිවිසෙන්න.
We didn't have a trivia question last week, but we have one this week for you. And that question is, when was Kandy last defeated in the league? You may be wondering why so many of our questions focus on Kandy, but they have been the undefeated champs for so long. Many of them will. When was Kandy last defeated in the league? Let us know. Make sure you join our Facebook page or comment on the video below, and you may stand yourself a chance to win a replica rugby jersey from Dialogue. That's it for our first edition of The Breakdown for the year 2019. Looking forward to entertaining all of you with some outstanding Dialogue Rugby League action in the weeks coming up. Don't forget to keep it tuned to ThePapare.com. You're on The Breakdown.